All right, we are live. Welcome everyone to the Neo Soul Cypher Show, the Livestream Edition. We're so happy to be here under all these wonderful circumstances that we're dealing with right now. Regina, I'm hearing some feedback on your end. Is by some
Yeah,
chance? Okay, that's much
probably
better.
because I did put my headphones on, although I had them right here.
There you go. There
I
you go.
totally
We
forgot.
got Q Man. I'm about to bring him in as well. Hold on.
Yay!
Okay.
Q,
Oh,
Let's work
going
this out.
on?
Listen,
What's going on, man?
I got hot Chick-fil-A, so let's figure this out.
I'm
great.
not gonna even, I'm not going to even go there. But I did the little introduction cue. I think you might be proud of me. I said this is the Neo Soul Cypher Show. And this time I'm saying it's brought to you by neosoulcypher.com.
Man, that would have been hard for me.
That would have been difficult for you.
I think you got a little bit tongue-tied. I could have made it up. I sort of heard like just in your defense, Q man. I think I sort of heard like
oh, you did? Okay.
A little bit, maybe.
All right. Maybe just a little bit. Maybe just a little bit.
I know you did. I know you did.
So Q, I'm gonna let you know, man. But you are in the dark, my brother.
Oh man,
you are in the dark. So we need to make sure that folks can see you. There you go. There you go.
All right, now look.
Right.
I have a spicy chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A here, so we're gonna all look. It's very good. I'm gonna try to be controlled here. Just don't pay me any mind.
Is that why you turned off the lights? It's sort of like dancing with yourself, dancing with myself.
Angle that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we want to ensure that everyone know who our incredible special guest is today. Regina, I'm going to let you go.
Okay, guys, so you're breaking up a little bit, so folks need to know you're in Texas.
Oh,
I am in Texas.
They don't know that because your sound was a little in and out.
Okay.
A little bit. All right, so we have Marlon McClain today. It's exciting, but I was concerned because I could have sworn I was looking at what he was wearing, and I was like, "Is that a Steelers?" But I didn't want to ask, because I wanted to come in a good mood, and I didn't want to come in like with an enemy or what have you. So I'm sure that's not what he was wearing. He's probably wearing something else. But
wow.
Yeah. I think we know that we got a little Ravens fan over there.
Yeah.
But that AFC North is no joke, though. That AFC North is no joke.
I'm sure I was wrong. I was wrong about that.
But yeah, so we're excited to have Marlon join us a little bit later, and and we're gonna actually premiere a song from Mr. McClain. So we're very excited about that.
Yes.
He is a man of many, many talents, and we're going to be able to touch on some of those. But before we go ahead and bring him in, let's touch on kind of a mini weekend review. And so I'm gonna raise my hand first just to let you guys know that I am indeed here in the Dallas, Texas area, and it is just a little dicey right about now in terms of the weather. In terms of the response to the weather here. And all I can say is that I'm still very, very blessed right about now in light of the fact that we've actually had power here throughout, while many of our neighbors and people around town and around the region, unfortunately, have been suffering mightily. So I just want to give a shout out of some prayers out to everyone in this area, everyone in Texas, honestly, frankly, because it's everywhere from Dallas, Austin, Houston, all over the state is suffering, unfortunately, right now. And so I just want to give a shout out to everybody, and we, our prayers are with you.
Wow.
So, but
and especially during the virus, I wonder about that too, because on a normal basis, you're going to take in families, you're going to take in folks, but with the virus, are you afraid? Like, oh God, I'm bringing this family in, and it's God. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry.
Yeah. It is a very difficult set of circumstances when you think about it. It really is. And the only thing that can really hope, look forward to warmer weather. Warmer weather is going to help tremendously. But right now, I think it's still in the mid-20s. But that's an improvement from zero that we had a little bit earlier in the week. But another thing I thought we were going to touch on a little bit, because everybody in the Neo Soul universe is excited about it. Have you guys heard about the Versus that's coming up?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, Regina, I think you've heard about it. Which one is it?
A little bit, but D'Angelo. I know who I want him to go up against.
Who do you want him to go against?
Lenny Kravitz.
Lenny Kravitz.
Why?
Ooh, that's interesting. It's interesting because it's just different genres, just like like completely different genres. So I'm not sure that will work. But I could see him against Maxwell.
Yeah.
I could see D'Angelo and Maxwell.
I think I chose Lenny Kravitz because they're not so much alike, but they're both talented musicians as well.
Oh, absolutely.
And they were both
sex symbols. Yeah, that's pretty much.
I would love to see Lenny.
Yeah.
See, now I'm telling you my favorite. No, I don't know who my favorite would be. I would love to see
Lenny Kravitz
rock out. Yeah. And see D'Angelo play his instruments rather than just being. I mean, no, he's not just a sex symbol. But a lot of people think of him as they really don't know. Some folks really don't know how talented he really is. I guess. I would love to see that. It's my choice.
Yeah. So what's been happening on your end, Q?
Whew, another snowstorm coming. And if you haven't had the grilled spicy chicken sandwich,
Jesus, that's sodium galore.
I'm just gonna say it is very spicy. I mean, it probably wouldn't bother you guys.
Don't even put mayonnaise on it.
I'm not much of a spicy food eater, so I'm having a spicy time over here.
Well, I'm just glad that you're eating a grilled chicken sandwich.
Ah, you see that?
Versus that fried thing that you were eating before from Popeye.
I mean, I did get the strips too, just in case this wasn't good. But it is good. So, wait a minute. Regina, I don't see your head shade.
Sodium. It's just I mean, Chick-fil-A has nothing on it. It's just like a sandwich.
Wait. I thought your head was supposed to be shaved in a mohawk.
Oh, about that. I did get it colored. She wouldn't do it because, she was a good, beautician. And she was like, well, the color is so drastic. Do the color first, then decide. And then she said, well, you're going to have to be in the barbershop like every 2 weeks. And then I was like, you mean I get to go to, you're right. But then I'm like, I get to go to Chocolate City every 2 weeks. But then I thought about the weather and I was like,
there you go.
What if I have a mohawk under here? I said I was going to do it.
Because I knew you wouldn't.
Unbelievable.
Let me see it.
No. Unbelievable. Keep your word. That's all I'm saying.
Ditto.
Keep your word. Keep your word.
That's all I'm saying, man. Keep your word. So do we have any? I'm trying to think what's been going on in the music world lately. I know we have the Grammys coming.
Yeah, it's interesting because I'm assuming, well, it's going to be obviously another virtual situation, so that'll be very interesting to see what happens. And I don't know who's hosting this year, but we got to figure out who's hosting, and see who we're going to be rooting for. So yeah, it is award season right about now.
We should have our own award season.
There you go. Neo Soul Cypher Awards 2021.
Do like a virtual thing and we host it.
Yeah.
I think that's great. That's a great idea, actually.
Why do you look so surprised that I said it?
Because it was intelligent. I'm joking. I love you. We're family. No, that's a great idea. No, I was just thinking that's a great idea, really.
Yeah. No. And let me propose that we would do it for Black Music Month in June.
Okay.
Black Music Month in June.
That's right.
That's not bad.
Yeah. There we go. There we go. But okay, why don't we go ahead and bring our man in?
Okay.
We're gonna bring in the man, the myth, the legend. And when sometimes people just say that to say that, but this is the truth in this particular instance. Mr. Marlon McClain. How are you, my brother?
Great. How are you?
How you doing, man?
I'm awesome. How you guys doing?
Good. You're a legend, man. I was trying to take one more hit off my sandwich before you came in because you get all the respect. Now I gotta just look at it for the rest of this time, man.
But
How's it
sound like
going
your
where you're at?
sandwich is pretty good though.
Yeah.
Sandwich.
How you been, man? What's going on up there where you're at?
You know, I'm in Los Angeles, and I have to say, just like you were saying earlier, I know it's crazy certain parts around the country, down in Texas and other places. Actually, up in Oregon, where I'm from, they had a huge snowstorm too. So, you know, I really wish that everybody will stay safe and try to stay warm, and hopefully the power and stuff will get back on to folks.
Regina has concerns.
About the power. Yes.
No,
Everyone has their power on.
It's not what I was going to say. Regina has concerns that you are a Pittsburgh Steeler fan.
No, I'm looking closely, and I was like, I don't think that's it. Nah,
No,
that's
no.
not what it is.
I've been to Pittsburgh, but I'm not a Pittsburgh Steeler. You know.
Who you running with, Marlon?
You know, I was actually rooting for Kansas City.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you have to say Tampa Bay played a good game, and they deserved to win because they played hard and won.
They did.
Yeah. Brady's talented. I mean, he's a god. He's a god.
You know, veterans always beat young boys, man. You know that. That's just how it works, man.
So was anyone torn with that? Like, you may have been voted for Kansas City, but you're like, yeah, but man, he's what, 43, I believe, correct? Is that correct, Brady Henderson?
Yeah.
So, was there like a part of you was like, okay, yeah, I want to see, okay. And so it gives you a little bit of inspiration or what have you? No, it's just me. Okay, it's just me. Okay. I'm not really a fan, but there was a part of me. I mean, he's very talented, and at that age, it's very, rather than sitting around and giving up, and he's still gone.
Yeah, well, you really had to give to me. You just had to give credit because he left, a winning team, and everybody thought it was just between him and the coach, and he went down to Tampa and showed that he was great.
Yeah.
So
right, that's what he showed. He said, "Yeah, I'm still great no matter where I'm at." So you have to really give up to that.
Yeah, totally is.
Well, enough of that. We got to talk to the magician. And the first thing I'm going to ask is, how did you get the name The Magician?
Well, I was in the group Pleasure, and when Pleasure first started, the keyboardist Donald Hepburn, who wrote a lot of the songs for the group, he just started calling me that. We started playing some shows around town, and he just liked the way I played the guitar. So one day he just started calling me The Magician, and the name stuck. So I really credit Donald Hepburn for giving me that nickname.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Now, you've been in the business for a minute.
I've been in the business all my life. So
yeah.
First of all, I'm totally thankful that that's the case, because literally I started playing in the 8th grade and got my first record deal with Pleasure when I was in high school, before I graduated from high school. So,
wow.
We're from high school.
So did you conceive Pleasure yourself? Then you kind of recruited the band. How did that work?
No. The way it worked out was Pleasure is all from the neighborhood in Portland, Oregon, so the Albina neighborhood, and we all grew up together in the same neighborhood, and all were in different bands. And then there was a band called the Soul Masters, and I was in a band called Shades of Soul. And we merged the two bands together and changed the name to Pleasure. And we really just was like the local band that played all around the neighborhood, and we just took our time to build ourselves up, and we eventually got signed to Fantasy Records through Wayne Henderson of Crusaders, and we just kept putting our music out there, and it eventually blew up.
Nice. That's nice, man. Yeah, from what I heard that you guys were actually even comparable to the greats of that time, especially on the West Coast. I mean, some people even compared you to Earth, Wind, and Fire.
That's a big deal.
Well, that was kind of like the era, and we were actually very lucky because most of those groups like Earth, Wind, and Fire, Tower Power, all those groups we became friends with as they would come up to Portland and perform.
Right.
And so we eventually were able to open up for them and learn a lot from them and just continue to grow our group.
Yeah. That is amazing. That is amazing. do you have any stories about doing anything with Earth, Wind and Fire or Tower of Power by any chance?
Well, what I can say about Earth, Wind and Fire is we got to see those guys really, really super early. So I always tell the stories. Like when they first came out, you know, guys like Verdine, he was wearing long johns as his stage outfit, right? Because they were getting themselves together before they really super blew up. So we literally saw them from the time when they started to when they started having their huge hits. And every time they would come to Portland, they would ask us to come out and we hang out with them. So, you know, by the end of it, you know, they were like selling out the Memorial Coliseum and they were just so huge. And they always, the thing I loved about them is they always stayed down to earth. So even when they were first starting and had literally nothing, to when they blew up and had all the lights and all the trucks and all the crew and stuff, they were really super down to earth and approachable.
Wow, absolutely. Absolutely.
So who's in your family as a musician?
Well, I have a niece. Her name is Whitney McClain, and she's a singer. I think she's been on you guys' show before. In fact, I'm probably
absolutely.
And she's doing really well. And then I have a son, is Marlon the second, but he goes by the name of Brando, and he's doing really well right now in the dance world.
Oh, wonderful.
Dance music. So yeah, but that's really it.
Wow. Oh, that is really cool. That is really cool. So yeah, it sounds like you wear a lot of hats. So you know, it sounds like you're a writer, producer, manager. What might be your favorite hat to wear?
I think it actually kind of is everything. It kind of all happened kind of naturally. In other words, I started off as a musician and was in Pleasure, and then once I left Pleasure and started doing more stuff on my own, I started producing people. So now one of my first real big productions was working with Jeff Lorber. And so I produced some of his, got to produce with him and produce some of his early records that became successful. Then I went on to work with people like New Shoes and Foster McElroy with In Vogue and stuff like that. And then from there, I just kind of naturally...
Hold on.
See, this was my question I've been waiting to ask.
Go ahead.
So then I kind of naturally always liked the behind the scenes part of the business too. So I just started kind of getting on that side of the business just so I can make sure I had everything together. So it's like a natural way for me to be involved with music.
In Vogue is the group I credit with assisting and guiding me to manhood. So what song or songs did you write for them?
Well, I didn't write. I played guitar on their records after, like I said, after the starting from, I want to say 94 on. All the stuff that Foster McElroy was producing, I played. And what happened was I met Denzel Foster. You know, I was working on a project up at Fantasy Records, and he was in the other room actually mixing. I think it was like the second Evoke record, and I wanted to meet him, so I went over and introduced myself to him. And this is kind of a funny story, and so him and I met, and he took my number, and he knew of the group Pleasure, because you know we were on Fantasy Records, and Pleasure was kind of known up in that area. So about a month later, I get a call from him. He goes, "Marlon, can you still play guitar?"
Can you still play?
Because you know, I was just in the studio mixing something, so he really asked me, "So Marlon, can you still play?" I said, "Yeah, I can play." So then he flew me up to Oakland and really just started putting me on everything that he was producing. We just became the best of friends, and I learned so much working with Tommy and Denny because they had a different style of producing. You know, they kind of brought in that whole era of mixing the hip hop sounds and stuff with organic musicians, and their approach of doing it was different from how I had learned from producing. So I learned so much working with those guys.
Well, that's great. That's incredible stuff. Yeah.
And you know we got to get back to this In Vogue story eventually.
Yeah, I don't know if we want to do that tonight.
I feel traumatized or something. I don't know. Next time we hear the song.
So now we got the pleasure. See what I did there? Of actually being able to play two of your amazing songs. Now, one is going to be a world premiere, but we're gonna start with your first, and I want to start with saying this, that we might have an issue because of my internet connection here. So hopefully that will not be a problem. But we're gonna see if we can play Nothing But the Funk. And get that started, and then after that, we're gonna do the world premiere, and we'll announce the world premiere. And we'll have you talk to us a little bit about that song after we play this. But here we go. So let's hope that this works out for us right now. Hold on, just give me 1 second here. Okay. Can you hear it?
Volume.
A little.
Yeah, a little more volume. That's
all up in my chest. It's a funky. Now and I'm feeling this beat, y'all, driving me crazy. It's got me messed up. You know it's all about love. Nothing but the ball. Nothing but the ball. Nothing like cause I gotta keep it with the funk in the bedroom. Come on, give it up. There ain't nothing like cause I gotta keep it with the funk in the bedroom. Come on. Now I feel it in my face, y'all. Feels so good. Wanna embrace it. I wanna show y'all. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's so good. So good. You know it's all right. Nothing but the phone. Nothing but the phone. Nothing but the phone. And Betty Perry. Ain't nothing like that. Cause you gotta keep it the funk in the bedroom. Come on, give it up. Nothing like that. Cause you gotta keep it the funk in the bedroom. Come on. Nothing but the ball. Hey,
Yeah.
sadly, it was a little bit muffled every now and then. The sound is not as great. Oh,
That's good stuff.
oh, beautiful.
Yeah, man. That's I love that. That's classic funk brought up to 2020. Love it. I love it.
Yeah, because I'm still dancing and it's not even there anymore, but it's like stuck in my head.
So you know, because I know that you worked with the Dash Band back in the day, and so tell a little bit about how you've kind of mixed what you did back then with what you're doing right now with a song like this.
Yeah, I'm actually still in the Daz Band now.
Okay.
And the Daz Band's gonna be putting out some new music in 2021 this year too. But,
really? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So once that happens, we'll get the guys to come on the show too.
All
They're
right.
great guys. Bobby
Yay!
Harris and Skip Martin and all those guys.
Oh
They're
my
great people.
gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
gosh.
have another actually kind of great story about that too, and that is I moved to LA in the 80s, and when I got down here, I called up Reggie Andrews, who at that time he used to be in a group called Karma, which was a really popular jazz fusion group. We had met during the Pleasure days, but he had from then went on to become a producer, and he actually was producing the Daz Band. So I moved down and I called him up and said, "Hey, Reggie, do you have any session work?" And he said, "Well, Marlon, no, I don't have any session work, but I'm gonna give you this number. You need to call this guy right now." And so it turned out that the guitarist for the Daz Band had left the group for some reason, and the guy he wanted me to call was the leader of the group, Bobby Harris. So I called Bobby and I said, "Hey, Bobby, this is Marlon." He goes, "I know who you are. Do you want to join the Daz Band?" I said,
Wow.
"What?"
Wow.
He said, "Yeah, I know who you are. Do you want to join the band?" And literally, I moved to LA, called Bobby, and I think like in about a week or so, I was on a flight to Cleveland and was in the Daz Band.
Oh
And it
my
happened
gosh.
just like that. One phone call was crazy.
Wow.
That was a great one.
That is quite a story right here.
And they
Oh
didn't
my
ask if you
goodness.
still play guitar?
Say again now?
They didn't ask if you still play guitar?
No, he didn't ask me that. He said, I know who you are. Do you want to be in the band? I'd have to do no audition or anything. That's what made it so crazy. Because usually, if somebody asks you to play with them, they want you to come over to their house, have an audition, do something, show that you still have it or whatever. But he said, "Hey, I know who you are. Do you want to join the band?" And I've been playing with the band ever since.
Wow, that's an incredible story. Yeah. Now, so who are some of your contemporaries, or even some folks who may have come after you, who you really admire in terms of producing, in terms of being an artist that are kind of still doing it out there? Who are a couple of those folks?
Well, I would say right now, the person I just love and how can I say I just think he's just incredible about how he does all this stuff is Charlie Wilson.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's just a person that is just constantly putting out new music. He stays totally in tune of where his audience is at. And he's just incredible at how he does that. And I just give him a lot of credit because he just puts the work into it. And you always see the results. Right.
Yeah, because he has the art of reinvention down.
Exactly.
I mean, no one else in the music business that I'm aware of, especially in the R&B and the Black music space, has been able to completely reinvent themselves on a consistent basis like him. I mean, he is incredible.
Yeah, I totally agree 100%. And then, the thing I love now about Spotify and stuff like that is that it's a place where you can really discover people. Almost kind of like I look at it almost like the way it used to be with FM radio back in the day. And that is, when we were making albums and when you put out the album, the FM station would maybe play cuts off the record that wasn't the single. And so people got to hear music and then you enjoyed it that way. Yeah. And Spotify and places like that remind me of that now, where you can literally go on and find something, create your own playlist, and you're like listening to music in a different way, in a different discovery type way.
Yeah, I was listening to Spotify. You remember earlier, and someone fussed at me. Just to Spotify. And you yelled a little bit. Just
who, me?
I know.
I was just trying to make sure we were prepared for my man Marlon here. So
he's my cousin, right? He's my first cousin. That's the only way he got away with that. No, but yeah, I agree. Spotify is the playlist and everything is amazing. Yeah.
And there's just so much music out there, because now you have it where obviously you have your traditional artists and people who have record deals with putting out music, but you also have people who don't really have a label behind them that are putting out music. Yeah. And so you get to discover all that, and that's worldwide. So you can find a lot of interesting things out there.
Yeah, and they've got these algorithms that are in some ways somewhat helpful, and then they've got the playlists that are somewhat helpful as well. But one of the things that, is a passion personally of mine, honestly, and that hopefully I think we bring to the table in terms of neocypher.com is just that we play that role of curation, of being able to have, our our kind of imprint by thinking about the past, bringing it in the present, and even thinking about the future, and making sure that we have an audience that can listen to all that in one place, as opposed to just always having listening to what the algorithm tells you that they want you to listen to, or it's akin to what you were saying about the FM days. I miss those days because I grew up, I grew up even when they were doing it on AM. I remember back in the day in the New York area, they had this station called WWRL, I believe it was, and Frankie Crocker was on there, and then he moved on to WLS on the FM side, and those were the days where you could listen to so many different cuts. And so,
yeah. So that's what Spotify and all those places remind me of. And you're totally correct. It's great to have you guys where you will go in and find certain nuggets that fit, into a certain type of curated playlist, and you introduce people to that. That's awesome.
Yeah. We're definitely passionate about that. Definitely.
So you've been active in some different eras of music. What would you say is the best that you've been a part of?
I love that question.
So that's hard to say. That's a good question. No, I would say, as far as live music, and I mean the part of performing and seeing artists perform, I would say from the late 70s to the mid 80s was an incredible time, because you had promoters back then would put all different type of acts together on the one show. So, you might go see like a Tower of Pride and see a weather report or somebody on the same show. So it was really different, right? And they really looked at mixing all those styles together, and it was really about the quality of the music. Mm-hmm. And obviously now it's just a little different, but I always find stuff that I like. So to me, it's just all about, being a part of music and just seeing where it's going to take you. But that was a great era, though, I think, especially for live music.
Yeah, it was.
It really was. It really was. And then think about the artists that came through that era that will resonate forever. It's great stuff. Well, Marlon, one of the things we want to make sure we do, because we are blessed to have the opportunity to have a world premiere with you. So, but before we do it, we want to make sure that you tell us a little bit about this song. Ain't No Stoppin'. Tell us a little bit more about it, and we'd love to hear the background about it, and then we're gonna allow the folks to listen to this smash hit, I predict.
Okay. Well, thank you for saying that. Yeah. I have this thing that I started called Funky Fridays, and about 4 years ago, I would literally on a Friday pick up my guitar and videotape it and just play something. And whatever I played, I would post it on Facebook. Mm-hmm. And so it started to be a whole thing where, a lot of my friends and Facebook people would say, "Hey, Marlon, I'm really liking to do it again." So it became like a regular thing. And out of that, some songs came out of the guitar stuff that I had played. And so I would go back and listen to it, and then I started creating songs from it. And so that was my first EP that I put out was called Funky Fridays Volume 1. That came out last year. That's where Nothing But the Funk came from. Okay. And then I started working on Funky Fridays Volume 2 this year during the pandemic. And one of the songs I started working on was Ain't No Stoppin Now. And once I got the track together and was really listening to it, I said, man, I kind of feel like there should be a rap on it. And I really wanted to have a East Coast type attitude on the music. I just felt that. And so I called up George Little John, said, "Hey, George, can you recommend somebody to me? Because I know George knows a lot of people back on the East Coast, right? And so, and he's a good New Yorker. So he said, Marlon, let me send you something. So he sent me some music of this rapper BD3.
Yeah.
And when I heard his voice and how he was flowing on the music, I just loved his style. So I called him up, and literally it literally was like we felt like we were in a band together, just him and I talking back and forth. It was crazy.
Right.
We just had a natural chemistry.
Yeah.
And so I sent him the track, and he loved the track and started putting his vibe on it. When he sent it back to me, I was just like blown away. So then after that, he sent me his vocals, and me and my producer, Ralph Stacey, went into the studio and mixed it, and that's what you have right now. And I love the song. I think it's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited.
So when you did those Fridays, was it the music already charted out, or was it just stuff you were just ad-libbing, just playing?
Yeah, no, literally I would just pick up the guitar and just whatever came out, that's what it was.
Wow.
So I would just play. I would just like what you hear. Ain't no stopping now. Like those initial guitar chords and stuff. Yeah. That's really where it came from. I literally would just pick up my guitar and play, and whatever came out, that would be a part of my Funky Fridays video.
So then, because it was okay, whoa. So was it live? So when you were doing the, I'm sorry. So I'm trying to. You were doing the videos. Nothing was charted out. You were just sitting there ad-libbing, just doing whatever came out. Just
yeah.
And then it was recorded, and
then I would record it from my iPhone, and then post it to my Facebook page, and that's what it would be. So sometimes it might be 30 seconds, sometimes it might be a minute, sometimes it might be 3 minutes. Whatever I was feeling is what I would post.
You would jam it with yourself.
You know what? And it's a great way to let out, energy and whatever you're feeling. That's one thing I always talk about. Music is great therapy. Whether you're a listener or an artist letting your emotions out, it's really good in that way.
Well, I wish I could have seen that. That's great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That is great. More people should do that. That's a great idea. Sorry.
So all the pressure now moves to Ray. A world premiere in his hands.
Indeed. And I got my little slow internet speed going on here. So, but let's see what we can do. Just give me a sec. All right.
Shall we do a little prayer together? Sorry.
All right.
Turn my headphones up. You can't stop me, no, you can't stop me. Nah. Let me show you how. I'ma show you how. Let me show you how. Just watch me. Can't stop me, no, you can't stop me. Nah. Lord knows my mission's to go. Legacy starts as we hit the door. Passenger side, you got the best eyes, but nothing to top sight. Vision in my mind, it's tonight line. Fight for your spot with all your 9 lives. Dog, I'm the champion's grand times 5. All in the back trying to roll they eyes. The sizing me up, you know it's about my drive. I ain't tripping the bit, it's all about my life. Pump the bass and vacate the place, now embrace your fate. Same grace in case for fate, tip the scales with me face to face. I run the race, dog. You can't stop me, no, you can't stop me. On my year 20, I'm running the road rocky. Gonna stop shows, but bills are still piling. I'm trying to manage the valley to get broccoli. New world living in no rules delinquent. All big dividends made of black citizens. I'm on my bitterness, I'm feeling great right. Every morning when I wake up, better pray light. Pray your brother shine harder than the daylight. Can't stop me, no, you can't stop me. No. Let me show you how. I'ma show you how, let me show you. You can't stop me, no, you can't stop me. No. I'ma show you. Turn my headphones now up. What the hell are you waiting for? Can a young brother make money anymore? Make a flow to sell out world tours, even if the fan is watching from their phone. What a time to be alive. Even better, what a time to be a Gemini. Duality's reality, I see from both sides. Blessing on 3, I rely on that eye. Who's gonna stop you from chasing that check, from banking that bent, from flexing that flex? All you gotta do is keep your foot on their neck and move with the proper respect. You knew it, you could do it, you get it. If you keep a G, then you never will regret it. The honors in your legacy is bigger than your letters. Your letters. Keep the words from the ledge. Ain't no stopping now. You can't stop me, no, you can't stop me. No. Let me show you how. I'ma show you how. Let me show you.
All right, man. That is flavor. That is flavor. Man, I'm definitely feeling that. Wow. BD3 and Marlon McClain.
Very impressive.
Yeah, East Coast and West Coast coming together, right? So it's cool. It's a good flavor.
I love it. So what are people going to be able to get access to this song en masse?
Yeah, it'll go live on Friday.
Okay.
All the digital sites will have it. And we also have a lyric video that we're going to drop on Friday too. So I'm really excited about that too. Because I really, if you really listen to what he's saying some really great stuff. He's an awesome wordsmith.
Yeah, absolutely.
You said it. I was going to ask you, do you still get excitement when you have something new coming out? Do you still get that same feeling of, giddy or butterflies?
Sure. Yeah, I actually still, even with performing, I'm still am like that. Because you just have that part of going on stage and looking out into the audience and trying to connect with people. So you always have that, that butterfly part in your stomach, like, hey, how's it gonna all work out? So yeah, music is like that, and especially when you're releasing music. So yeah, so I'm excited.
So it's not just a job. It's not a job to you.
No, not like so. I feel so fortunate that I've been able to literally do this in my entire life. And when I was in the 7th grade, I asked my mom to get me a guitar, and she was able to put her money together and got me a guitar. And so that's literally all I've done. So I feel so fortunate.
Wow. Why'd you want that in the 7th grade instead of G.I. Joe or
You know what? It was really back then, you had the record player. My parents would play, James Brown records, and that's really what, for some reason, I heard the guitar in the sound. Mm-hmm. It made me want to have a guitar, so that's how it all started.
Oh man, that is great. That is great inspiration right there. But it also takes talent, because I think I asked for the same thing and I was listening to the same songs. Unfortunately, nobody wanted to listen to it.
I'm sorry. I just started thinking about the singing voice that you have, but it's just like painful.
It's not happening. Yes. So yeah, it's funny because our family, Regina, our family is pretty talented music wise, and she's probably at the height of it, and I'm probably at the lowest part of it. So, but it doesn't stop me from still having a passion for music. I can appreciate talent.
It's unnerving. If you hear it, it's like
yeah, it's all good.
It's okay, man.
It's all good.
You still got talent, man. It's all
Thank you. It's just different.
You have talent. You guys put this together, so that's talent, right?
There you go.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's funny because I'm glad you mentioned that, because I just want to briefly do a big little breadcrumb, because we have some produced songs that we did with Regina, and we're gonna play next month. So I'm just throw that little nugget out there. But with that, man, it is an amazing song. I'm telling you, I was feeling that. I'm feeling that song. And it's going to be big, man. I'm telling you, it is going to be big, and we're going to definitely continue to push that song on our platform, and we're going to make sure that we get out on social media and try to encourage others to do the same. Definitely. So what else is coming out? I mean, do you have more songs coming out as a result of what you?
Yeah, as a result, I have another song with BD3 that's called "Get Down" that will come out as part of the Funky Fridays Volume 2 EP.
Okay.
And that song, that album, that EP will have like about 5 or 6 songs on it. So I'm just now mixing the rest of it right now. Okay. So that'll be coming out. So I'm totally excited. And then from the management side, we got Tim Bowman, because I know Tim has been on your show too.
Absolutely,
right?
Absolutely. That was an incredible interview. They did an incredible interview with Tim. I
listened to it. It was fantastic. So Tim Bowman has a song that's just came to radio called Fireball to Smooth Jazz Radio, and then that'll be released. I want to say March 12th, I think. So we're excited about that.
Yeah.
And there's always new stuff coming from Whitney and Brando. So I have a full plate of music coming out.
Yes, you do.
Nice.
Yes, you do, my brother.
Hey, we look forward to it.
We do. And so we really appreciate you coming on the show, Marlon. And we look forward to having you on more and more times. And but we just want to make sure that we just give you your props as well, man. You have been doing it for some time. And first of all, you don't look like it. I just want to tell you that. You don't look like it. For real.
You said 1975.
Man.
I want to make sure that we kind of bottle what you have and make sure I can drink a little bit of that myself, my brother.
Yeah, man.
Oh, thank you. I owe a lot of it to my wife, because she really has me eating healthy and staying on top of me, and it's all that part of trying to take care of yourself.
Yeah. That's good stuff. But again, man, we're so happy to have you on, and we look forward to having you on again. But we're great song, and we can't wait to promote it, and look forward to
so much
to stand up with you and the crew. And folks, you guys, anything else to add?
Just to make sure that everyone knows where they can find Marlon's music.
That's right. Go ahead, Marlon. Tell us.
Well, definitely on Spotify. You can always find me on Facebook. I'm there. I'm on Instagram. But it'll be at all the digital sites, from Spotify to Apple to Deezer, YouTube, all those places. It'll be up there on Friday.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, thank you again, Marlon.
Thank you.
And we look forward to being in touch.
Take care, bro.
All right.
You guys stay safe.
All right.
I wanted to hear your question, your COVID question. You didn't ask him that.
I did.
I know.
Man.
Yeah, I wanted to know what he was doing during COVID.
Did you see that guy? He looks like he ain't never been sick a day in his life. He ain't kidding me? He look healthier than me.
Yeah.
You look amazing.
And then with all his music coming out, obviously he's been productive during this time. This brother,
he got a song coming out. It wasn't no need.
Yes, indeed.
Made me glad that I got the grilled spicy chicken sandwich.
You know what? When you said that, I was about to say he looks that way because his wife takes care of him and she doesn't give him grilled spicy sandwiches like from Popeyes and from wherever you're going.
Shots.
You need a nice wife.
A man's gonna do what a man's gonna do.
Okay, ladies out there, we're looking to get Q a nice wife. Q man's gonna get a nice wife.
We all have our
yes, because I have been blessed with an amazing one myself, so I can attest to the benefits.
Oh, stop bragging.
Yes.
Right? He has. He really has.
Yeah.
But you know what? For everyone out there that is not in the same bliss that Ray is, you know that right now, if you go to Target, all of the Valentine's candy is 75% off.
Is how much? How much off?
75% off. So you can grab the big Valentine's candy,
By now you'd be ahead of the game for next year.
No, man. By now, you've already laid the foundation down that you were working all these days and that you couldn't get away. So now you got 75% off candy. You didn't spend that much money. I mean, this is a win-win for you, man. Get out.
Why can't you just buy it for yourself and love yourself?
Nah.
You can be your own Valentine. Get your discounted candy and be your own Valentine. It's better than that.
And you know what? We were talking a little bit earlier about COVID and how some places are doing the right thing. I forget exactly what we were saying, but we got to mention the NBA that is not doing the right thing, telling their athletes that they are all going to converge on Atlanta for All-Star Weekend, which I'm sure will be equipped with Magic City, parties, all types of events, and all types of other things. That is what the NBA is doing.
Well, yeah, but the mayor of Atlanta, Ms. Lance Bottoms, she basically said, "Look, don't you dare come to my town think you're gonna party. This is a made for TV event, so don't even try it." But that means still 50% of the people are going to come anyway.
Of course they are. Of course they are, man.
Yeah,
and that's why other countries are starting to open up. They're starting to get back to normal, and we're still where we are.
Yeah, but other countries handled it a lot better than we did too.
That's what
than our leaders, quote unquote, did. So.
Yeah,
it's true.
That's an excellent point. We should probably bring on our doctor, Richland Cook. Dr. Richland Cook. We're gonna have to bring him back on to talk a little bit more about kind of with the vaccine situation and how he sees things going forward. So,
did either of you guys get it yet? The vaccine?
No, I can't yet. There is a couple of hospitals. If you say you're a smoker, they'll give it to you. But
really, wow. Yeah, I heard some states were allowing that, which is ridiculous to me. But hey. I mean, because
something by choice as opposed to people with underlying conditions.
Right, right. That doesn't make a lot of sense, honestly.
Well, our people, there's still the stigma that this is a lot of us still, not me, but a lot of us still feel like, there's something to this or there's some big plan and they don't want to take the vaccine. There's a lot of that happening.
Yeah. I even heard that some of the NBA players are hesitant to get behind the vaccine.
Yeah.
Because of those lingering concerns and fears. But I guess my whole thing is, look, I think this is a new day. First of all, one of the inventors of the vaccine is a Black woman.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's still a legitimate concern, though, regardless of race. It's still a legitimate concern. But there's not enough. I'm like, I'll wait till everyone. I already had. You guys know, I already have it. I already had it, rather. So I'm like, well, I'll just wait and see how everyone else reacts, and if it's okay with them, okay. There is a legitimate concern. Without enough research. I see both sides.
But I think the reality is we don't know the long-term effects of the virus itself.
Yep.
Or the vaccine.
This is true.
I would rather err on the side of taking the vaccine and dealing with that as opposed.
But the vaccine also gives you side effects too. The virus, so it's all.
Yeah.
But if you have the vaccine, even if you somehow still got the disease, it's not going to kill you.
That's right. That's an excellent point. That it lessens the impact of the virus.
It is I see both sides.
Yeah.
I really see both sides.
Yeah.
Well,
if you were living with someone, maybe like a parent or a kid with asthma, or if you had asthma, or if you're smoking, it's ridiculous. But that I understand. But say, what about folks who've already had it? And you're like,
you can get it again.
It wasn't fun.
Well, but the key thing, Regina, is that you can get it again.
That's not the point.
And you can get and you could potentially. It actually could make things worse, honestly.
Maybe
if you don't get the vaccine, because it'll be some sort of variant that's based on your exposure before. So actually, I'm getting out of my depth a little bit. So I'm not.
We all are.
I'm not. You know what? I'm gonna put a timeout on this one and make sure that we bring in Dr. Lynn Cook, Dr. Rich Lynn Cook, and so that he can be the expert and tell us, really.
Maybe we'll open. Maybe we can open
the dealios.
Yeah, maybe we can have him on. He can open out. And that'd be helpful.
I think that'd be a great idea.
I will say that if you go to the urban neighborhoods right now where they are giving the vaccine, you only see white people in the hood lined up.
I read that.
So,
see,
So that might convince you a little bit more that they're trying to get it. They know something that folks might want to know too. So, but with that said, I just want to reiterate my prayers for the folks here in Texas, because this is a serious situation that's going on right now, and I just feel incredibly thankful that again we've been able to maintain power here. We're able to continue with this show, with power and with the internet connection and everything. So really, again, prayers go out, and then we should probably make sure that we also give a major shout to our man Marlon. Yeah.
He's
so you have snow outside.
I actually have snow outside. I will. I'll post some pictures on our site of the winter wonderland that is the Dallas Fort Worth area.
I was about to come down. I was about to go there too. I'm like,
yeah. You might want to wait. Just actually, at the end of next week, it's supposed to be 67. Seriously. And 2 nights ago, it was 0.
What?
So it was 0.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah. Wow. So there you have it.
Wow. Another great show.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It's great being able to connect with you guys, especially kind of, considering everything that's happening. So it was real cool.
Definitely.
Appreciate you guys.
Absolutely. Regina, you faked me out. No mohawk.
She wouldn't do it, honestly. But you didn't even say anything about the color. Come on, man. Look like Jessica Rabbit, right? What? At least I did that. And you faked me out. Let me see. Take that off.
Don't ever compare anyone to Jessica Rabbit, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. And thankfully, you did not get into the details of your In Vogue. Thank you. Appreciate that.
I have Couth.
Yes, but now I have a vision. No, it's just, yeah.
Regina, you've always had that vision. It's okay.
I threw up in my mouth.
But anyway, I hope you all have a safe, productive weekend. And yeah, go. Hey, listen, it's Wednesday. It's Man Crush Wednesday. Shamar Moore is on in 3 minutes. Make sure you watch SWAT. I said it.
Definitely will, baby girl.
I'm very comfortable with who I am.
That's good. I'm glad to hear it.
Good for you. That's right.
All right.
Boss.
All right, you guys.
All right.
Hey, wait. Before you leave, though, why don't we have a couple of minutes? Who do you want to see him against? Maxwell? Who said Maxwell?
I did.
What did you say, Q-Man?
I didn't say nothing.
Well, who do you think?
I'm not I know D'Angelo, but I'm not as familiar as a lot of people are in terms of his body of work. Because when I think
you said body and D'Angelo in the same sentence, it's just like okay, you
don't look like that anymore, right?
Mind.
You know now he looks like a superintendent of schools, right?
Just stop.
So do you realize that D'Angelo is coming on the show in a couple of months, and now look what you've done.
That's a very respectable position, Ray. I said superintendent. I didn't say janitor.
All right.
Well, that's true. Okay.
That's still a position of power.
Like regular folk. That's what you're saying. Just regular.
Every time I talk to Regina, I get in trouble. I tried to stop the show 3 minutes ago. Still get me jammed up every week. I have a good weekend. I get jammed up every week. I tried to end the show 3 minutes ago. I tried. Thanks, Regina.
I'm sorry.
Jeez. Sorry, Ray.
It's all good. It's all good. It was all jokes. It's all jokes. Yeah, all jokes. That's all it was. All it was.
But you know what? Ray laughed, so he should be in trouble too. But no, Ray, seriously, man, stay safe out there, bro.
All right. Appreciate you.
Don't try to get to the store. Don't try to do it until that stuff is going, because I know they're not prepared out there for stuff like this. So.
Yeah, it's a little challenging.
Yeah. So be careful, man.
All right. Appreciate it. All right.
All right, everybody.
All right, guys.
See y'all next week.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.